have that expectation to being the next team dynasty that gets there every single year. Like, you just can't get there and lose these games. Like, these are the ones that you have to go and win them. So you look at Patrick Mahomes and what they did in the previous Super Bowl when they were beat and they didn't have an offensive line. Well, what did they do? They went out and made sure that they rebuilt that offensive line. They gave him more protection. They helped him in certain areas to help him be protected. And now they're back in it. So, Jalen Hurts, he's young. He's gone farther than anyone expected this season. I mean, if you look back last year to this year, I mean, he's grown leaps and bounds. Way ahead of schedule. So if you're the Eagles, you're like, man, we're in bonus time. Made it to the Super Bowl. We still got a quarterback on a rookie contract. Like, let's go.
I think that's right because Mahomes, just like Burrow, oh, my God, Burrow's the next thing. But think of how the perception changes from one game. If Burrow gets by Mahomes again, he owns Kansas City, and look at him, he always wins. But because he lost, let's see if Burrow's going to win a Super Bowl. Mahomes, Key, if he wins the Super Bowl, oh, my God, he's been to 5 straight NFC and 3, and he won 2. But if he loses, well, he's great. He's one of the greats, but he's got the 1.
We had this conversation. Yeah. We had this conversation 3 weeks ago. I think it was similar. Who had the pressure? Is it Mahomes? Is it Burrow? And then all of a sudden, is it Brock Purdy? And everybody, for the most part, was like, Mahomie.
Yeah,
he's the one. He has to get it done, Jay.
Every time it's funny for me with Mahomes. He's going to be in that conversation regardless. But what do you think? What do the Eagles need to do specifically in order to win this game?
They have to take time machine, go back before the injury, and get back to that similar offense where you had a dynamic, run pass quarterback who was really putting the defense in a bind. As a pass rusher, as a linebacker, when the quarterback is limited, it's gravy. You understand, okay, he's either going to hand the football off or he's going to drop back, be in the pocket, and he's not really going to be able to scramble and beat you for first downs. That's the hardest part, is when you're going up against a quarterback that's mobile, that has that ability to get out of the pocket, extend the play, and then he has the option, okay, well, if they're in man coverage, look, all the defensive backs are turned and there's nobody in front of me for 15 to 20 yards. I'm just going to run this thing. And then you're one-on-one in the open field with a mobile quarterback who can put his head down, run you over, juke you, make you miss. So, I think that he's going to be okay. I really do feel like they're going to get back to that. But they've been limited in a lot of different areas since that injury, and we saw a different team when he wasn't there. So they have to get back to the previous Eagles offense before the injury.
Nico, I know you like to save your money and keep your money, but this particular player, he's got plenty of money and going to have plenty of money. Who gives Aaron Rodgers the best chance to win? Not the no-tax state Las Vegas Raiders or the high-tax state in the New York Jets.
Well,
who gives him the best chance to get back to the Super Bowl?
The last time Aaron Rodgers won a Super Bowl, he had a top 5 defense, and that's the only time he won a Super Bowl. So if he is looking at a location that, number 1, has the talent, number 2 has the defense, number 3 has the equity and maybe going to getting a couple pieces and drafting somebody, you would look at the Jets and say that's a great location. Plus, there's something like a head coach, right? There's something to be said about a head coach that has the ability to reach a veteran quarterback or a veteran player who has plenty of money, don't have to worry about that. And I feel like Saleh has maybe that tough demeanor, but also like the ability to get the best out of his players. And, when I look at Rodgers, he can't go to a place where he walks in, he's like, yep, I'm going to run this offense. I'm going to run this team. He's got to go somewhere where there's a good structure there, because I feel like that's probably the issue in Green Bay. Him and LaFleur, when he walks in the room, everyone's looking at Aaron. They're not looking at LaFleur. They're looking at Rodgers. Hey, what do you want to run? I mean, you saw that this year when there was some hiccups there with the offensive play calling, and Aaron Rodgers was like, well, I think we just need to simplify some things. Then they went to the head coach and like, well, do we need to simplify? He said, no, I think we're fine. I don't think we have to simplify anything. Like, you could kind of see that, like, power struggle of offensive minds versus the guy that's on the field. So you go to a team that has the offensive guru-minded head coach versus go to a team with a defensive-minded head coach that lets you, hey, I want to run this team. I know that you have your old OC. You guys go work your magic. and Hackett. You and Hackett go work your magic like you did years in the years past.
I'm running the team.
I'm running the team.
Yeah.
Not like, hey, let's go sit down and run over these plays, and then I'm running the team, and I know I have the best. I know my offense is the best offense, but
Remember
you're the Hall of Fame quarterback.
Didn't he scream at him on the sidelines?
Yeah.
Like bark at him?
Yes.
Like run the blanking ball or something like that?
That happened, but that was years. That happened 2 years ago. Remember when they went for the field goal instead of going for it at the end of the game, and he was mad about, like, he was mad yelling at him that, you got me and you're going to kick a field goal in this situation. Like that, I'd always feel like there could be, when you have a new offensive-minded head coach coming into a situation where they have the power, so to speak, of this is my offense, I'm controlling it, and the veteran Hall of Fame quarterback who has done great things for many, many years before that. You come in, first couple of years, it looks okay. And then you start to see some of those issues pop up when things aren't going right. And, chemistry goes a long way on a football team, especially with the head coach, OC, star players.
That is Rob Ninkovich breaking it down. I think that's great insight into the whole situation.
Nink gonna hoop some football. Next, we're going to get you on some hockey and some NASCAR. We're going to get you in everything.
Why has it got to be hockey, Keith?
The Mavs have gone all in on Kyrie. But was it the right move after Jay has this from Dollar Shave?
One of your sports, man. That's all.
Still overpaying for a razor in this economy? Gross. And
get down, baby.
He just looks like his name ought to be Rob Montana. Look at the way
Rob Montana.
Joe Montana had the nerve to have that name.
This is a work, like this is a brunt jacket.
I don't know, but with the beard and the whole thing.
You're more Tony Montana than you are Rob.
Tony Montana. How about just Rob Ninkovich?
Rob Ninkovich, ESPN NFL analyst, two-time Super Bowl champion.
Wait, we talk football on this show?
Do we talk football? We want to talk basketball?
Wait,
you want to talk Kyrie?
Do you have a take on
I have a take on it. I feel like so now I know every sport is different. Basketball is not football, but I would say that in the time that I was playing in the NFL, there were plenty of times where we would acquire somebody with questionable history, and with that history comes questionable team building history, which could be a potential problem when you're trying to go for a championship. But I would say if you have the correct leadership and you have a culture that can really control that, you just tell the player straight up, like, look, you could come here and help us and do something special and help yourself by getting another big payday, or you could screw it up and we're going to continue to go and do our thing and we're going to win without you, and it's up to you. Like, what do you want to do? And
I don't think the Mavs can tell him that, though.
Why not? And if the player has an attitude with it, then it's fine. Then
what I mean, the Mavs are not the Patriots.
Hey, Nick.
I know.
Different sport than us. Hey, it's a different sport
era.
than us. He gonna get that $150 no matter
I don't think there's going to be any hiccups.
You don't think
with the
I don't think there will be either.
Kyrie.
I don't think there will.
I really don't.
I think because what's it, a 1 year, right?
It's not even a 1 year.
It's not even
like
it's
4
like
months.
It's 3 months.
It's a 4-month deal.
So you're telling me, like, hey,
March, April,
in 4
May,
months,
June.
just come on in here. Let's build some good chemistry here with Luka, and let's go do something.
Yeah, let's try to win a chip.
Let's do it.
Win yourself some money.
So I mean, people are kind of, I think, overreacting.
But he gonna get that money regardless, Jay, because if his mission is to actually wind up here where I'm at, Jay. Guess what I have on today? I have on shorts and flip-flops. I bet you're not wearing shorts and flip-flops.
I am not.
I know what you are doing, though. You're paying a lot of taxes up there.
Well, I don't think Kyrie's going to have to worry about that.
I mean, yeah, you do. It don't matter who you are. That's why people go to Florida. That's why people go to Dallas.
All the pressure is not on Kyrie. The pressure here is on Mark Cuban to keep Luka happy, right, and keep him there long term, and Luka Doncic to show the world that when he gets a real crime partner, not a fake guy, but like a real elite player, he can do something with him. Actually, Kyrie faces the least pressure out of those three. The pressure's on Luka to make it work, and Mark Cuban.
Yeah, I mean, I agree with that. Like, here's the crazy part about just the game and basketball, how you could just ask. Like, see, I couldn't imagine walking in and just be like, yo, I need to go. I need to get out of here. Because they look at you like, you ain't going anywhere, Yeah. So it's wild how the game has changed, especially basketball. Like, you see the guys moving and changing, and where they want to go, they end up going. So, but I feel like Kyrie, though, at some point he wants to move, and then when he moves, he's never happy. It's like he's never happy with the situation.
Well, he didn't want to move. He actually wanted to stay. He wanted to stay in Brooklyn. Like he
they tried to
he
play
posted
with his
it
deal.
like, I want to be here for the rest of my career.
Got it.
They gave him a deal that was
Got it.
essentially one of the biggest slaps in the face. His last
Oh, it
year
was
of
like
his deal was guaranteed.
like an insult.
Last year of his deal was
Yeah.
guaranteed upon the team, winning
Got it,
a
got it.
world
He had to win a championship for the last year
or
to
he wouldn't
vest.
get paid.
Got it.
Yeah.
So
Makes it
speaking of
kinda
pressure, Max mentioned pressure. Kyrie, who's the pressure on in this Super Bowl? Jalen Hurts, Patrick Mahomes, Kansas City, or the Philadelphia Eagles? See how I made that turn?
I like that turn. It's a
Great
good
pick.
turn.
Good turn.
I think it's